Alright guys, so it's my favorite time of the day to test for ketones. Last time I lost a bet with Anda, where she would say I'm under 1 ketone bodies. So to be in ketosis you have to be somewhere between 0.7 to 1.5. That would be an easy range to obtain. After 26 hours of fasting when after we got out of the plane when came into Macau, I fasted for 26 hours. It was easy because I slept for 12 of those hours. So I lost that bet. I only had 0.8, and I think it was because I ate a bunch of carbs on the airplane. But now the past day I've been on 2.4 to 1.4, so I'm pretty solid into ketosis right now. This is not my favorite part at all, but I have to do it fast. Like this. Ouch. Alright. And now we wait. What's it? 3, 2, 1. 2.2. It looks like 55. What the fuck? No, it's 2.42. Which is very, very good. And now it's time to break my fast with a few eggs, an avocado, and my favorite. Come, let me show you what I have here. Right here you can see 60 cases of sardines. Ooh. King Oscar sardines. I bought this from Romania. They come from Denmark. I don't know wherever you are watching this if you have this brand, but it's absolutely nuts. It's very, very good. I would eat this every day, every meal. So it's breakfast time at 5 p.m. and I'm not hungry. Okay guys, so time for a new poker session. Session number 2 this trip. It's 7:30 at night and I had a bunch of things to do. I decided to take my laptop back to service and decided to change the LCD if that's the problem with it. Although it's only 1 week old, but I decided it's too much hassle to send it back to Romania, pay for shipping, pay taxes when it arrives there, and then buy a new laptop here. Here are a little more expensive, so I decided, okay, I'm just gonna lose the warranty and take it to a repair shop and fix it. Now that I have that out of my way, I can focus on poker now. Again, I expect to wait a little bit until I get in, but again, thanks to Anda, I have her laptop and I can do some work. That being said, we will keep in touch tonight with hands and updates from whatever poker gods will give us tonight. Okay, now I'm gonna go over the hands I played last night when my battery of the camera died, so I couldn't do them last night, and I'm taking the opportunity to revisit them now. Again, I played 4 hours yesterday and waited for 2.5 hours before to get in the game. The lists were high. It was Friday night, so those type of things are expected to happen. So first hand against a fishy looking guy. He limp calls a few times, so that kind of player. I open ace king offsuit in the hijack and only the big blind calls. The flop comes king queen 6 rainbow. I see bet half pot 500 and we get a fast call. The turn brings 5 of diamonds. There's a flush draw now possible, and he checks. I bet 1200 into a pot of 2000, and he doesn't think much and raises me to 4000. Now the hands he represents here are like king 5s, pocket 5s. I think it's extremely unlikely, so he represents a king 5 or a slow play king queen or set or something like that, maybe 6s, but I think those are gonna be rare occasions. Considering he was out of position, I'm expecting him to check raise a lot on the flop. So he's representing a very narrow range, so I decide to call the turn. And the river, especially because I'm blocking king queen, so if I have aces or something, I think it's a little bit tougher, but still it's a call probably. The river is a queen, so we have king queen 6 5 queen, and he quickly checks, and now I'm confident that I really have the best hand. He wouldn't check a full house here. He might have a king 5 that I beat now. So now the thing for me is that either he's bluffing, he was bluffing with the turn and he's gonna fold, or he has some sort of king 5 or maybe another king that he got crazy with. So I decided to bet really small to extract value from king, and I bet 2k and he folds. He only had 6.5k behind. Maybe I should have gone all in. If he has a king, he might call. I don't know. Considering there's no flush draw on the flop, probably not. So I'm happy with how this hand went. Okay, now another hand where I open 400 in middle position. That's low jack, as I like to call it. I have 2 red 10s and only the cutoff calls, which is a quick Chinese regular. The flop is ace 8-9 and I see bet half pot 450. Now this is not a slam dunk c-bet. I sometimes c-bet here, sometimes not. I like to c-bet because I protect against some overcards to my pocket 10s. So I will c-bet, but I also like to check call with this hand quite a lot. But this time I decided to c-bet and we get a call. The turn is a jack, which for my range I don't think is a very good card, so this jack would make me check a lot of like ace queen type hands, ace 10. Maybe when I hit the jack I have to check now, so I will check quite a lot, so I cannot afford to bluff very much. So pocket 10s, I think they are good for checking, and I was considering check raising because
if I check a lot, I like to have a strong check raising range as well. So yeah, we check, and I was thinking about check raising. I wasn't sure depending on his sizing, but he only bet 600 into 1800, so that forces me to check raise, because if I call, he might bet here with a weak ace to take thin value. I don't think he's bluffing too much with this sizing, so I think he has a weak ace, maybe something like a jack or queens or something like that. And yeah, I make it 2500 and he snap folds, and we move on to the next hand against a recreational player who calls a lot against 3 bets. So he's a calling station, especially pre-flop. So he opens under the gun +1 to 350. I make it in the middle position 1100, and he calls, which is what we expected. We have ace king offsuit, and the flop is, oh, we have 2 colors actually in this hand, if I remember. No, it's just 1 call, yeah. So the flop is 965 rainbow, and it goes check check. I basically kind of give up because he's a passive player. I don't think he's gonna bluff the turn very often, but the turn comes a king and he checks to us, so I bet 1500 into 2300 and he calls. The river is a blank, a deuce, 5300, and I decide to bet big. In case he has a king, he's probably gonna call. Otherwise, he's having a tough time either way, calling a smaller size with pocket tens or stuff like that. So I think he's gonna call it a king, a big size, so I decide to go for that. I bet 4300 into 53, and he thinks a lot and finally folds. Okay, this is an interesting hand. We are 20k deep, so 200 big blinds now, and I open under the gun +2 to 300, and I mean, yeah, he opens, not me. He opens under the gun +2 to 300, and I have 2 black aces, and I make it 1400 in the big blind. He calls. The flop is 10-9-8 rainbow, and I decide to check this flop because I will never have 10s, 9s, 8s in my range, not even too many combos of 2 pairs. I will have sometimes some 8-9 maybe, or 7-6, which I 3-bet bluff with, and which I will probably check to protect my overbears and ace king type of hand. He bets half pot and I call. The turn is a 5 of diamonds with a flush draw now possible, and he bets pot size 5500. Now this is already a tough spot for me because I don't really have too many better hands that I can call down with, except maybe in rare occasions the 9-8 and the 7-6. But I think I still have to call with aces one more time, just in case he has some backdoor flush draw, or maybe some ace jack, or I don't know. It's hard for him to have many bluffs here, but I decide to call either way. And 10 on the river, so it doubles the top pair, which I don't think either of us is gonna have a lot of 10s in our range. I don't think I have many ace 10s, very rare. So I check and he goes all in for 1400, 800 into 16,600. So it's almost a pot size bet. So in theory, I probably should call with at least some of my aces. The black aces would be good because I don't block his possible flush draws like ace king, ace queen, and the ace jack of diamonds. Those three combos, I don't block them, so black aces would be good to call with. But still, I don't think people bluff enough at this stake. This was a solid regular, so he might be capable of doing that. But overall, if I take the sum of the regulars, I don't think they all bluff for three streets with big sizings. I don't think they bluff enough, and he can represent a lot of hands, even queen jack sets, two pairs, which now are full house. So yeah, I fold, and that's pretty much it. Under the gun limps, hijack limps as well, and I make it 700 from small blind with ace king, and I have the ace of hearts, which is going to be important in this hand. And both of them called. The flop is jack 8-5 with two hearts, and the player in the, we both check, and the player in the, where was he in the hijack, he bets at half pot, and I know he's very aggro and he bets a lot on the flop, and I can't really fold ace king here. The only bummer is that I have another player behind me, but I also expect that player to lead after I check on this board, jack 8-5, so should bet strong hands, so I'm not that concerned about him anymore. So I call, and he also calls, the player in under the gun. The turn is a 3 of diamonds, and everybody quickly checks. The river at 10, which completes a queen 9, which is less likely for someone to have. And I think they have weak hands, maybe a second pair type of hand. I don't think the hijack guy would check back on the turn with the jack, and as played, I don't think the under the gun guy has a jack as played on the flop. So I think they are very weak, so this is a good spot to overbet. So I make it 8,000 into 5.5, and they both quickly fold. So that was the story of my second session playing here in Macau. We increased the number of hours, but there's still a lot of work to do regarding this. I need to play way more. I want to go up to 8 hours of quality poker a day. Till then, I'm gonna enjoy my time here at the post, which you're gonna see in the vlog from tomorrow.